Hello Internet. So I bought a 2020 planner. Now I don't really need it because of Notion. Internet, I'm here to provide you some more content. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 2020 planner. Now I bought this one in Target for about like $20, but ever since I started using Notion, I hardly even use it anymore. You know, it has really cool designs, has really cool colors, very organized, but I find Notion to be really helpful. Now that's not to say that I don't use notebooks. I do use notebooks. I have one notebook here to make sure that all my ideas in my head get written on paper, but this video is more about this 2020 planner, how I transition this to Notion. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to pull up Notion real quick just to get you guys into the experience. So I call my dashboard just a workflow. So there's two parts to this dashboard or layout, if you want to call it. So the first part is going to be a calendar, your basic calendar, and under that is going to be a board. So you always want to start with the board. So I call this board my journey, and it's very important to always make sure that your board, there's not a lot of columns. I always recommend 5 to 6 columns, and if you have more, then it just gets really cluttered and it's really hard to like organize your thing. So I always recommend, you know, maximum 6 columns if possible. So if you guys aren't aware of what boards are, pretty much you can create a task or a page, and it's considered an item, and the column has a title. So one of my titles here is prioritized. So for that, I have an item under that. So for those who aren't used to boards, you can move this item in any column. So it's really free to move wherever. And you can give it specific tags. You can color the tags, make it look pretty. So the real cool trick about this is that you can link that board and create a calendar from it. So at the top here, you'll see that I have a calendar, and everything in the calendar is being pulled from that board. So anytime I update an item in the board or change something in the board, it updates the calendar. Alright guys, so I'm going to do this from scratch with no cuts if possible, so bear with me if I make any mistakes, but let's create this calendar plus board layout that I was talking about. So let's begin with a title. I'll just call it a dashboard for now. Boom. Alright, so the first step is to create that board. So if we go to basic blocks, you'll see that we should look for the inline board. Awesome. Give this board a title. Let's give it my to-do list. Awesome. And here you can really customize the columns, the colors, but right now this tutorial is more about like how to set this up from scratch. Awesome. So let's just give it one card. Let's give that card a title. What should we give this card? Aha, I got it. Alright, so let's say make YouTube video as a card under in progress. Awesome. So the next step is to create that calendar. You want to make sure that you create the calendar above. So you're going to have at least, 50 plus cards in one column. So it's always safe to make sure that board is under the calendar, just because you can scroll on forever and ever, and you want to make sure you have visibility of that calendar. So that calendars, I always recommend putting it up top. Okay, so we have this. The next step is to add the calendar. So if I remember correctly, so I'm doing this from scratch, guys, so bear with me. So let's do this. Let's click here, copy the link. Let's see if that works. Let's paste it. Boom. Yes. The next step is you want to create a link database. Click that. Boom, it creates a link database, but you want to change this view to a calendar. Let's give that a name, calendar view. create. Okay, so to make sure that this is working correctly, you want to click on the card, and one of the properties, use a date. So for this date, let's give it today's date. Boom, 12. Awesome. So now that we added a date to this card, you'll notice that yes, that we'll see a card in our calendar. And again, you can, customize this calendar, give it a property, show the status, and let's make this calendar a bit bigger. Let's use full width. Boom. Awesome, guys. So this is the integration, guys. Really simple. There's no hacks. Really basic layout that I call the Calendar+Board integration. Well, it's not technically integration. It's just more of just a linking between blocks. Okay, so what's really cool about this is that anytime you create a card, give it a property, and apply it a date. So let's create another card. Let's give it make second YouTube video. So let's give it a date for tomorrow. So let's say our deadline for making that video is tomorrow. Boom. Now what we can do is see that, aha, it's working as expected. Yes. So what you see here is that anytime you update the board, it updates the calendar. And you can do it vice versa. So if you update the calendar, it'll update the board. So that's really something that I like about this layout, is that every time I open my computer, I have my calendar here. I know like what I need to do during this week. What I really like about this as well is that I can see that I can be 10 steps ahead, that I'm proactive, that I'm keeping track of my future goals. So this planner, I kind of don't really need it anymore, just because I like this process of how I go to Notion, I have my calendar here. If I need to make some edits, boom, let's make some edits. It saves me a lot of time. While the planner, for some people, I always, if you're a visual person who likes to write things, I always recommend a planner. But for me, I like to, do things really quick. I'm always on the go. So having this layout in Notion really helps me. And, whatever floats your boat, guys. Like, some people work better using this kind of process where everything's done digitally, or some people are, used to using notebooks, planners. So I always say that whatever helps you save time and energy, stick with that process. Don't let go of that process. And that is the video, guys. Let me pause this because it's screen sharing, and gonna use it for the video. And yeah, guys, so that is the Calendar+Board layout. Really cool. I started using it in my side business, and it helps me just to organize my things, and boom, it updates my calendar. And that's the video, guys. I'm really interested to understand like what kind of layouts you use, so put them in the comments below. I really want to know what helps you, get things done in Notion or in your planner. What is that sweet spot? Just leave them in the comments, and I'll post more content related to Notion or just like these product management tools, because I really like talking about these, just finding ways that helps you save time and energy. And there's a lot of product management tools out there that I really want to talk about, so look forward to that. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.